Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Spiels on Wheels. Today we have another devlog about Foddia. That's what we're talking about today. I've been working on it since February, since a little bit before February, but I went on vacation to Japan back in March. And I hadn't been working on it for a while, but starting back in April, I started back on it. And now I'm working on it basically every day. Just like last time, this is going to be from the point of view of the ATL Game Dev Discord. This is where we do our accountability meetings. We just kind of like show each other our projects, get feedback, talk about it. And if you want to keep up with ATL Game Devs and their current events, you can follow them on Twitter. Or if you have projects that you need keeping up with, you can join us on Discord and we'll help you out with them. It's our thing. It's what we do. It makes working on projects a lot more fun, a lot more consistent. You see a lot more productivity. You make a lot more friends. But if you're not a dev and you don't have a project and you don't want to keep up with ATL Game Devs and you're just here for Team Back Row Games and you're just here for Foddia, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. All right, here's the video. See you afterwards. See you later. Hello. Okay, so talking about Foddia today. Foddian style 2D platformer with dying and permadeath. I have made the gracious decision to turn that into a toggle. I had a few people play just a little bit, and they were like, if I fell from this height and then I had to restart the game, I would be angry. And that's totally legitimate. Foddian games are meant to be you lose a small amount of progress and then you work your way back up. It's not necessarily meant to be so punishing that you literally want to stop playing, like that you would never want to play it again. So I've turned the game into having 3 modes. The 2 modes were already planned, but now there are 3. One will be just relax. There will be checkpoints, and if you fall a certain height, then it just takes you back to the checkpoint. It's like, it's okay, try again. The other one's true Foddian style, where if you fall a certain height, you just kind of fall and then you have to get back up and restart. And then the third one is the vision I had for the game altogether. If you fall a certain height and that height would theoretically have killed you in real life, you restart from the beginning of the game. So it's kind of brutal. Some art. The one on the left is from February. The one on the right is from May last month. I had some placeholder art, and then the first draft art. First draft art still looking a little rough, but it's better than the gray and blue that we had going on. I wanted to show you guys the map. This is actually the second draft art on the right, and the left is just the programmer art that I had for the mountain. I did all of this first. I did all of the mechanics first, and it was literally just I was looking at gray for like 2 months. So the one on the right, I am very excited that it looks like this. It's coming together. There's still a lot to do. I need to implement some parallax so the background doesn't look so bland. And if it's okay, I know we were a little bit behind, but I would like to stream the game itself. On some of the upcoming slides, I would show that I made menus, and here's like you can choose your difficulty, relaxed hike, Foddian hike, or permadeath hike. And then I added a CRT filter, I added a speedrun timer. These are all small things that I'm working towards, and I'm very excited for all of them. I'm gonna leave the speedrun timer on. And then these are volume knobs for BGM and SFX, but they do nothing yet. I kind of just needed them there, so when I do implement those things, they'll be there. And there she is. There's the main character. So her name is Liz. She has a little ponytail now. And the faster you run, the higher you can jump. And you can grab onto ropes. And this is basically just going through everything that I went through in the slides. But in real time. It shouldn't take too long, but I'm excited to show it. Sometimes the ponytail gets out of control because of the there's the checkpoints now, and if you fall, then you go back to the checkpoint. And all of this art is kind of like handmade, so I'm excited for me to actually be showing it off. And then some jumps you can't make, you have to grab a ledge. And then the most exciting thing for me is coming up. It's the swinging ropes. Please make the jump. That's pretty tight. And it's right here. And she swings, and the ponytail kind of goes with her and freaks out as she swings back and forth. And I'm really excited about how it looks and feels, because I've had this idea in my head since like January, and to see it like fully come together feels good. There's still a lot to do, so I'll probably go ahead and stop playing now. Yeah, so I zoomed the camera in, and I added an effect where the higher you climb the mountain, the camera will zoom out to show you just how far you've come, and I'm really excited about that as well. I gave Liz an actual model instead of her just being like a pink figure, and then gave her a ponytail. Did the menus, implemented the saving. That was all today. All the menus and saving and loading was today, and goodness gracious, I hate that stuff. It's so boring. It has nothing to do with making the character move or making the levels feel fun. And thank you saying you're digging the CRT effects. I appreciate that. Oh, and then the speedrun timer and the lighting. I already said those. So the big thing I wanted to talk about, I brought this up in February because I found out that I had ADHD. I tried caffeine, which was recommended by some of my doctors. A lot of people that don't use Adderall or the other medicines that assist with ADHD and focusing. Some people, they don't have ADHD to a certain extent. It really is enough to use caffeine and it'll help you focus. But it didn't resolve everything for me, because then I found out the actual root of my problem, which was stress. And so if you're stressed, it exacerbates your ADHD, and it won't matter if you use caffeine or whatever you're taking. So now I take stress relievers. I dropped the caffeine, started stress relievers, and this is the most work I've done on a game project in a single month. So treat your mental health, and you'll also treat your game dev. It's true facts. Some things I still have left to do. I need to make a cutscene. I might be reaching out to some artists to see, maybe some animators, to see if we can make some small cutscenes happen. I would love for them to look professional. I don't think I'm an animator. I've done what I can do, but I don't know if I would be able to make traditional 2D art look great on screen. And then I need to polish the menus. That goes along with the 2D art that I need to look for, and then I'm gonna make the music and the SFX myself. Other than that, it's just business as usual. Take care of yourself, and thank you guys for having me. Does anyone have any questions?
Is the camera zooming out one of those like telescope things you put a quarter in?
Oh, that would be super cool. It's not, but it might be now. That's a great idea.
If you have the different difficulty modes, I was thinking you could like have different voice lines for each one and like actually disparage the player for their choice of like an easier mode.
Yeah,
or like if they're on a difficult mode, you should like sit there and be like, you want to try the easy mode, bud?
Yeah, so I have a couple of things. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if it'll be recordings of my voice or if I'm just going to put text in the game. But I already have some written dialogue or some written like lines that are going to be in the game. And really, to me, the anger and failure to be able to complete a level or complete a Foddian game is already kind of punishment enough. So I don't really want to knock them over when they're already on the floor. What I would rather do is make them think about the decisions that they're making in the game. And so that's what most of it is about. I actually, I'll go ahead and spoil this. I don't really mind this. So if I zoom in, you can start to see, this is in Godot, that there's actually an elevator. And so you can take the elevator all the way to the top of the peak. And the point of this is that this is a little secret And every mechanic in Foddia is actually meant to make the player question how games are designed and how we consume media as a whole. Hopefully, playing the game will still be rewarding for you if you hear this right now. But basically, it's just to make you take a look at yourself as a video game player and say, what are my expectations for this thing that another human being made? And should I be changing my expectations based on my own decisions? And that's something I think is really important that we don't think about probably ever in games. So I'm hoping that this is something new that I can bring to the table, because I think the platforming itself is fine. I think it's fun, but I don't think it's groundbreaking. So I would rather have these little secrets that change the way that the game is played and make people think about how they're interacting with media as a whole. That's really my goal.
Wait, so what does the elevator do?
The elevator takes you to the top.
Well, I mean, like, can you just access it without realizing you can?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's like a button inside. You have to hit the button, and then it takes you upwards. Like I don't know.
The whole game.
Yeah, exactly. You can skip the entire game.
Wait.
Oh man, there should be a paywall.
I'm not a paywall.
You're blowing everybody's mind right now.
Well, I don't know. I think about how we interact with video games, and there was this one interview with like Masahiro Sakurai that it's kind of haunted my dreams ever since I heard it, and it's him talking about Smash Brothers Brawl, and he's just like, or everyone that filmed the cutscenes and put them online ruined the game for everyone else. And I'm like, that's not how video games work. That's not how human experiences work. Watching something and playing it and experiencing it is so much different than each other. Like, I don't know. I maybe it's a little ham-fisted, but I don't know. I have a point that I feel like is legitimate, and I'll see how people react to it. We'll see.
I think it's really interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always love when games do things like, I don't know, just messing with your expectations of what it means to play it, what it means to complete it. I'm also, Eric mentioned it in the chat as well, but I'm also loving the CRT effect. I think the game just has like a very strong sense of style and like is immediately emotionally evocative just on visuals alone, both with like the fun little hair physics you got going on and the screen effects.
Thanks. I really am happy to hear that. I'll probably keep pushing in that direction then. It means I'm doing a good job.
Any other last minute questions as we move things along?
Is Liz short for lizard?
Liz is short for not Elizabeth. Alicia, excuse me. Took me a second. Lizard. Yeah.
Thank you, RMF.
Thank you, guys. Stress can keep you from doing a lot of things. Game dev projects, hobbies, work. So make sure you listen to your body and mind and quit doing things when you're not supposed to and get some dang rest. And make sure you're still interested in the thing that you're working on. If you don't like doing it, then don't work on it. But if you are interested in continuing it, just give yourself like a 10% day or a 5% day or a 1% day. Anything works. I can't wait to keep showing you guys what I have in store for Foddia. I think it should be done before 2025. And when I have more to show you, I'll see you then. So subscribe and have a great day. See you later. See you later. Bye-bye. See you later.